Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Maisy. We do pick a card readings here. I'm so excited to do this one. This is going to be about what you need to know about your partner or what you need to know about your relationship, just a deep dive on your relationship currently. If you're not in a relationship, you can always do a crush or just, any connection rather. If you feel like you want to be more bonded to this person, you want to understand them a little bit better, you want to understand this connection a little bit better, then this is a perfect reading for you. Remember, this is a timeless reading, so you can come back to it with other people in mind, what have you. You can do this at any point in time. And yeah, so we have 3 cards in front of me, as usual, with a crystal on each card. Please take your time. No need to rush. No need to overthink it either. If you just look at the cards, figure out which one is really calling your name, you can pause the video if you need, and if not, there are timestamps below and I'll meet you at your reading. Hey group 1, welcome to your reading. This is for everyone who chose whatever the stone is. I don't know. It's blue. It's not moonstone. Anyway, we're going to talk about your relationship or your connection that you're thinking about, and this is the signifier card we're going to start with. We have the Hierophant reversed. So really interesting. The Hierophant for me is all about the pillars that we grew up with. So the belief system that we had in our family, the politics that we were raised under, the traditional family values that we were born to believe to be correct. All of those things made us, right? But then when we become adults, we can choose our path and what makes sense for us. So the Hierophant in a reverse position is commonly a signal that we are moving away from what we grew up with. So whoever this person is someone that you definitely enjoy being around, so much so that you would go against your family's approval to be with them. So definitely like kind of a Romeo and Juliet start here. Let's do a little bit of more of a deep dive into that, see what the cards have to say about what this connection is, and what you need to know about it. Okay, that doesn't count because there's too many cards. Whenever like the entire deck falls out like that, it doesn't mean much to me. Although I did see the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe he'll come up again. I think it was this way. No, it was definitely this way. Okay, we're gonna ask for a couple more cards. I think we need like maybe 2 more. Okay, or maybe just 1 more. That seems like, oh, our card fell. Okay, hold on. Okay, we already know what these last 3 cards are, but we'll go through them. Okay, we have the Chariot in a reverse position, Page of Swords, reverse position, 7 of Cups, Knight of Cups, reverse position, the 6 of Wands, the 2 of Swords reversed, and the Hanged Man. So, okay, so first of all, let's start from the beginning and work our way through. The Chariot is a card of following our heart, and when it's reversed, it means that we're having a hard time understanding what our heart wants, so that we're really confused. We're feeling like if we go with our heart, we're going against our family in some way. And I think that rings very true with the Hierophant. I mean, this card is a family card, or it is about the heart, but Cancer is related to the Chariot, which is the sign of family. So I'm just getting family vibes, like here and here, and feeling like we need to please our family, or like we need to make sure that they're considered in this decision, which really should be a decision on our end. Like this is your decision, not theirs. The Page of Swords says basically, I don't know what to do. I mean, swords are about our actions. The page is a self-starter, but usually the page of swords in an upright position says, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but at least I have a plan. Like, pages are immature. They're not queens. They don't have enough life experience to know. But in a reverse position, it's like you've never been in this situation, and also you don't know what to do. So you are really feeling stuck right now. It's pretty clear. The Seven of Cups says that you're a little nervous that you're not seeing things clearly, like that you're getting swept up like off your feet. Is this person really like worth that much? I think you're just questioning your heart. You're not able to follow your heart because you think that your heart is deceiving you. You know, like you're not trusting yourself. So the Seven of Cups says, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really positive that this is a good idea. And then you just go back and forth like that. The Knight of Cups in reverse position says that this other person that you're with, since you're considered the Page of Swords, I'm assuming these two are not the same people or same person. The Knight of Cups definitely seems to be like the suitor in this situation. And reversed, it can mean like maybe he was putting out a lot of emotional energy into this, and now he's retreating, and now it's making you concerned and wonder about what you're doing. But I think in general, he's been the one putting out the extra effort to try to make this work, and you're stuck with, should I be doing this? Is this the right thing for me? Is this, what I'm supposed to do? That kind of thing. The Six of Wands, though, says like that this is a good relationship. I think that you're in your head a little bit about it, and that you want to make sure that everyone's happy. You're like people pleasing, which seems very Libra, which is what the Two of Swords is here. But we can't people please our way through life. Like, you need to make your own decisions. Regardless of whether someone's happy or not with your decision, it's still you who has to live with it. So the Two of Swords in a reverse position says that that if you get rid of the options, then I think the solution becomes clear. Like, if you give yourself 5 different options about what you can do, it becomes way more overwhelming. And some of those options might not even be part of like what your heart wants or what an option is for your heart. It's you added it in there because of your family. You know what I mean? So add in the options that are only crucial and necessary to you. And I think with that, you're going to be able to narrow it down a lot faster. I just feel like this is definitely a good relationship, and you're choosing not to see that part because you don't want to be wrong. You don't want to go against what you've been taught to do. The Hangman says that this is actually a challenge. Like, this is brought into your life so that you can face this need to people please, this need to seek out approval of people who aren't yourself. I think that the Hangman is very much about self-growth and looking at ourselves in different ways. And so I think instead of going, I'm in this predicament, you might want to start with, how did I get here? How am I in this predicament? How is it that I've given myself so many options that aren't true to me? Or how is it that the opinions of my mother or my father or whomever are dictating exactly what I do and how I do it? Just like looking at it from that perspective could be helpful. I think I want to pull a card for like this guy here. Like, what does he think of you? Maybe we could pull a card for what you think of him. Look, what does he think of you? My feelings for you are growing. Easy. This person is definitely invested. Like, what are you thinking? Let's see. I need to protect myself. Isn't that funny? And I feel conflicted. So, I mean, it's pretty clear that, like, as I said before, I think that this guy or person is the one pursuing you. You're the one who's holding back. It seems pretty clear that, like, this person thinks this is a good idea and you think it's a good idea, but you're too scared of, like, disappointing people or something. And honestly, I've been there, and it really, like, sucks. It's really hard. It's really hard to pull yourself out of that mentality, especially if you're close with your family. But, you need to learn how to be on your own and and make choices that are right for you. Like, that's the hardest part. It's not necessarily being on your own, but like really just choosing things that make sense to you, even if it doesn't make sense to the people that you love. Like, that part doesn't matter or shouldn't matter. Just fanning these out so we can all see them. Okay, let's move on to let's move on to these cards here. These are just sort of advice cards. I'd like to just get some, thoughts on how you should approach this predicament, particularly with the family. And like, I feel like the relationship is going well. Okay, we have listen quietly, which we'll look at in a second. I'm going to pull one more. Oh my goodness. Sorry, hold on. We're going to pull one card. Not like a million. Okay, that one's good. So we have listen quietly, which I think just is about getting rid of the noise. I think, like I said before, we give ourselves so many different options and include everyone's opinions, and that just makes it really hard for us to decide what our heart wants. So listening quietly is not just listening to yourself, but it's like tuning out the extra stuff that you really don't need to be including. Additionally, we have let it flow, let it grow, which I think is interesting because it discusses like releasing the pressure to make a decision right now, releasing the pressure to please everybody. It's releasing pressure so that things can grow. And if you release the pressure, you may find that like choosing this person is a lot easier than what you are thinking. Choosing or not choosing. I mean, maybe they're not the right person, but you wouldn't be able to know that unless you release the pressure. Okay, so we have die here. Let's see about some advice on like what to do or what kind of energies are influencing this. We have moon in the first house in Scorpio. So moon in Scorpio is very much about like, let's never show our feelings. And in the first house, it means like everything is fine on the outside. The first house is the body. It's the outside perspective. So I think you're really trying to like be cool and calm and collected in this moment. But there's no way to do that and figure out your shit at the same time. I think it's time to let go of the image that you're trying to portray. Like, I've got it under control. I know what I'm doing. No worries. Like, you don't know what you're doing, and it's okay. Part of learning and part of growing is understanding that there are times when we don't know what we're doing, and that's absolutely 100% acceptable. And in fact, you need to get to those points in order to rebrand and recalibrate. And if you're watching this at the time that I post it, we are about to enter Mercury retrograde, so this is the perfect time to reflect and revisit and rebrand. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you for coming, Group 1, and I will see you next time. Hey, Group 2, this is for everyone who chose the Carnelian here. Let's see what our signifier card is. We have the Three of Swords. Oof. Big start. I actually, just so you know, I don't actually know what these cards are until I pick them up in the reading. Three of Swords, like, damn, that's a heavy start there. So whatever this connection is, I would say that you've definitely had a little blip or tension or issues with trust, issues with betrayal, issues with deceit, issues with infidelity, things like that. And let's take a deeper dive into what that means for you guys, and where to go from here. Like, I think this is about something you need to know. So maybe we start with, remember this moment, like remember how badly that hurt. We're gonna see what happens or what comes up for Group 2 in these cards. That one I tried to put back and it left out again. So obviously it wants to be heard. What else do we need to hear for Group 2? pull one more card. Okay. Great card to end on. So, all right. What do we got? We have the Eight of Swords reversed, the Hermit reversed, the Page of Cups, the Seven of Wands reversed, the Ten of Swords reversed, Justice reversed, and finally the King of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like first and foremost, I'm feeling like you're trying to decide whether to give this person a chance, or another chance, that is. I mean, at the time that I'm posting this, we're right about to get into Mercury retrograde, which is notorious for bringing exes back into our lives. So I would just assume that this is about an ex, or this is about it's either about like an ex or about a current relationship that you've like been taking a break on because of something that happened, and now you're deciding whether to give them another chance. The Eight of Swords in a reverse position like this just says that while you're in this relationship, you were blinded. Like, you did not look at the red flags. You, in fact, ignored the red flags. That's what this is all about. Ignoring the red flags, ignoring the stuff that you don't want to see behind you. In a reverse position, it means that something happened that blatantly showed you exactly what was going on. That blatantly said, hey, you can't do this anymore. Like, you got to look at these flags. They're not just flags anymore. They're like the United States of America flag. Like, it is something that is so potent that needed to be said or needed to be shown. So I think that you were kind of hit in the face with this reality check. And then that kind of put you in this solo mission. The Hermit reversed. The Hermit is a time when we're like stepping back and retreating from society in order to grow. But in a reverse position like this, it means that we were forced into this solitude. And I think so it shows that like you're being forced into this no contact situation, or forced to be single again when you weren't ready. And, obviously like this happened, so you can't stay with them. So you had to leave. But you still don't want to leave. You weren't unhappy with them personally. Obviously you're unhappy with what they did. Anyway, so the point is, the Page of Cups shows that you're in this situation. I think that you've taken time to recognize what you need, recognize how you felt, and recognize like what you deserve. That's what the Page of Cups is. It's a really cute, naive, and growing emotional card. So I think that you're not fully healed yet, but you are working on it, and you're making a lot of progress. That would assume that, we would assume that because the Page of Cups is upright, that means you're making that progress. So you're really working on yourself. So this was, I just feel like this is more of like a past ex, but yeah, this is a good learning experience for you. You've come out the other side. You're still not 100%, but you are almost there. The Seven of Wands in a reverse position just says that you have a tendency, I think, this is all about what you're supposed to know, or what you're supposed to think about in this relationship. And the Seven of Wands in a reverse position is a time when we are so steadfast on our beliefs and our theories and our like passions for someone, beliefs in someone, belief in our relationship, that we will go down dying saying that we know this person, we are like perfect together, even though, we were avoiding all these red flags. So you have a tendency to get really narrow-minded in that idea that the relationship is perfect, and you will fight to the death for it. And then, of course, regret your actions later. That's kind of what this is. The Ten of Swords reversed is like, I know that you believe this in the moment, but think about all the times that you believed something in the moment, and then you look back and you're like, fuck, that was a bad idea. That person did not care about me as much as I cared about them, for example. So I think that this is just something to think about, like a pattern to think about. How many times have you done this? How many times have you been there based on this? The Justice card reverse says that you choose people who aren't fair to you. Like they don't treat you as an equal. They There's like a double standard always, like I can be mean to you, but you can't be mean to me, like things like that. And I think that you allow it because you want love so badly. It's pretty clear that you're an emotional person, that you want love, you believe in love, and that you are a fighter, like you will fight for love. But I think that you've fought for the wrong people in the past. Justice says you really need someone who is better at compromise, who's better at like budging for you when you need it, seeing the other side. And I think that we ended on the King of Pentacles because it shows the kind of person that you end up choosing a lot of the time. And that King of Pentacles, while he is loyal and amazing, like a loyal and stable kind of partner, he is immobile. He does not care about whether you think that his opinions are wrong. He's very much like a boss leader in the like pack leader kind of, and like what he says goes. And sometimes that works for people. Like if you're in a relationship where you have a pack leader and someone who isn't very open-minded, and you're okay with just letting them take the lead, that's fine. That's great. But I think that what you need is someone who isn't I'm the leader. You want someone who's I'm your partner. I'm your equal. The idea here is that whether if we're talking about that ex and you're deciding whether to give that person a chance or not, I don't know if you should. That this person doesn't change overnight, This person hardly changes at all. In fact, like this is a fixed sign. This is Taurus, like they don't move fast. They hardly move ever. And if you're waiting on this person to like make changes and like be better in some way, I don't know if they have done that. So there's that. Let's see like what this person is feeling right now and versus like what you're feeling right now. Let's see what the King of Pentacles feels right now. Ooh, like the person that you're thinking about. What do they feel about this, you and this relationship right now? Okay, I see you in a new light, and you're so different from me. I mean, I feel like you guys are having discussions, and this person's trying to be like more forgiving or more just humane about this whole thing. But I don't know. Those cards don't necessarily show like super change and growth. For you, let's see how you feel. I will find my way back to you. So you obviously love this person quite a bit. I'm not saying that you guys can't work out. I'm just saying that people change. This is like that, we're going to have that argument like in Bridesmaids. Where you're like, I think people stay the same. I think like people generally have the same core essence, but they can grow from it. I think this person probably has grown. Looking at these cards, I'm sure they've grown. It's whether they've grown enough or whether growing in the way that they can is enough for you. Maybe they aren't enough. Maybe it isn't enough to overcome this, whatever this was. So I'm saying, of course, it's possible, but I'm not sure if you're being directed towards reconciliation. I want to see like what's at stake here. Like what's at play in this situation? Astrologically speaking, I mean. Okay, so we have Gemini and Taurus, both in a reverse position. So if you're a Gemini or if you're an air sign of some sort, that would be funny because here we are with the Taurus. This is obviously that person. You guys are both acting, because we're reversed here, you guys are both acting, or have in the past both acted in your like more negative selves. Like, do you know what I mean by that? But like you're like the less positive traits of Gemini, the less positive traits of Taurus. So less positive traits of Taurus is super stubborn, for example. Really just slow and not and overly traditional in a way that they can't open their mind and they can't think outside the box, you know. Gemini, flaky, uncertain, indecisive, and yeah, just like not extremely loyal. So maybe you were the one who like did this. I don't know, but interesting dynamic here. Gemini and Taurus don't naturally go together for these reasons, and they're both operating in a reversal position. So I would say that your past relationship may not have been presented in your best selves. You know what I mean? So let's see some advice on like what to do next. Okay. You might not like this one. We have seeing things for what they are. So I'm just feeling like this might not be the relationship that you want it to be. Like, I know that you love this person, but is this really the relationship that would best suit you? You know, it's not that you can't be together. Like, I'm sure you could, but will you be happiest? I don't know. Okay, let's see some more advice from the astrological die. Like, where is the energy right now? Venus in Gemini in the 4th house. I kind of love this because here we are with the Gemini again. Venus represents love and abundance, or it's not necessarily abundance, but it is love, and it's in the 4th house of home and family. So is this person the kind of person that you want to be a parent to your child, for example? Like, thinking about it in long-term aspects, like what kind of morals do you want your family to have, you know? Like, where are those traditions, and does this person represent those traditions? And I think if you look at it that way, like, even though you love them, is it still right? Just think about that. Okay, group 2, thank you so much. I hope you loved it, and I will see you next time. Hey, group 3, welcome to your reading. This is for everyone who chose the clear quartz. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so this is the signifier card for your reading. Let's see what we have. The 7 of Pentacles in a reverse position. So you have been working really hard and not getting anything back, or you are waiting for this person forever and ever and ever to make their decision, and you feel like you're wondering whether you should continue waiting or not. So let's start with just getting a little more information about this. Oh my gosh, sorry. Let's get more information about this relationship. Who these people are, who you are, who they are, like what's going on, something you need to know. If this is sort of like a will they commit kind of situation and you want more information on this, like I have a spread in my Etsy shop that is literally about this. Will you commit, or will they commit? So we will, I can mention that later. But anyway, here we go. We've got 3 cards already. We're gonna look deeper into that in a second. I think we need a couple more cards, and then we'll be good to go. Not those. Maybe that. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Actually, those cards all seem to be the right ones. Okay, so let's see what we have. We have the King of Pentacles. Funny, he came up in the previous reading. 10 of Cups. 3 of Cups reversed. The 6 of Cups, lots of cups, all the water signs. 8 of Pentacles. 5 of Swords. And the Chariot reversed. Okay, so I mean, I feel like you guys are together right now, that you aren't waiting for them to like make a move or commit to you. You might be waiting for them to just follow through on the promises they made to make this relationship better. I think that you're like generally happy. You know, the King of Pentacles, and you got the 10 of Cups here. King of Pentacles is very loyal, stable, and invested in relationships for sure, but they're more like breadwinner and logical. They're not super affectionate, touchy, or emotional, or even romantic, really. So I think that you're getting lost in yes, he's stable, but you're getting lost in the romance. You know, I don't have anything to lean into. I don't have anything to lean on, and I'm feeling a little lost in this relationship. That's kind of how I'd feel that you're feeling. The 10 of Cups says that you might even feel guilty for feeling that way, because your life is great. You know, you have a good marriage or good relationship. If you have children, that you are happy with the children that you have, you're feeling that your life is complete, like all the boxes are checked. So generally you feel like you should be feeling happy. Everything is good. But we have the Three of Cups reversed here, which makes me feel, I mean, there are a couple ways to interpret this. The first is that you're just not having fun anymore in this relationship. Like it's lost its luster, you know, the 7-year itch kind of thing. And you need more romance, more courting, more date nights, that kind of thing. The Three of Cups reversed is also a symbol of infidelity at times, or not even infidelity, but like crossing boundaries. So this is not something that you don't already know about. So if you have experienced your partner or yourself crossing boundaries in order to feel like more fulfilled, I would honestly assume it's probably you who's crossing boundaries. So that's why I'm like, you would know because you're the one doing it. Then that's what this card is referring to. But if not, then that's, you know, totally a different vibe. If not, then this definitely just means that you're feeling a little bit, you know, lacking in fun in this relationship. I think that you guys have known each other for a really long time. The Six of Cups says childhood memories and sort of back in the day. And I think that maybe you grew up together, or maybe you're just feeling, maybe you grew up together, or maybe you just have known each other for a long time and it has felt like your souls knew each other before. This is often a soulmate card if it's not about childhood. So in general, I think that you guys are very comfortable with each other and you've known each other for a long time, whether it's in this lifetime or in other lifetimes. But that, you know, clouds the day-to-day. I mean, you both work really hard. The Eight of Pentacles is not the Seven of Pentacles, but it is about hard work. So you've put in the work. You guys are both like working, you know, you're doing your separate things. But I mean, I think all that's great, but it's not building the relationship. The relationship is at a standstill right now. And you're leading towards the Five of Swords, which is not like breaking up or anything. I just think that it's about disconnect. This is an Aquarius card. So if we think about, you know, Aquarian traits to disconnect from emotions, that seems to be what you're doing right now, whether you like it or not. So I think that it's time, you know, like you've been waiting a long time for this and it's time to make a change. Like you need to make a change. The Chariot reversed is suggestive that you're not following your heart. You're not being true to your heart. This card is, you know, a warrior of the heart. He's got armor and stuff. He's led by the moon. We can see the crescent moons here. That's like his whole vibe is emotions. And I am charged. I'm fueled by my emotions and I fight for my emotions. In a reverse position, it means that we're being passive aggressive. We're saying, oh, I would really like to go on a date with you, you know, sometime this week or sometime soon. And then of course that message isn't really received because you're not saying, I need this, period. I think it's time to say, I need this, period, you know? And obviously this person, I mean, you guys seem to have a solid relationship and this person will follow suit, but I think they need more direct instructions on like what you need. And you might think, if it is something like that, like I need to go on a date, you might assume that sounds stupid to be like, I need a date. But that's not stupid because it's what you need. You know what I mean? If you just ask for it, it becomes more true. It becomes more authentic. You need to be authentic, you know, you need to be truthful with yourself about what you're needing. And all of those emotions are valid. Okay, let's see what this person thinks is going on and what you think is going on. I think it might be interesting to see what the difference is. So what is the King of Pentacles thinking? I'm afraid of this love. I mean, maybe this person is feeling like you're losing it too. Maybe they also feel that you are slipping away. that the relationship isn't as strong as it used to be. So instead of like doing changes, because King of Pentacles doesn't do changes, this person might just be really working harder, at the things that they know that they're good at, like going to work and providing for the family. So instead of focusing on the emotions and on you and how to cultivate your emotions, they're just doing what they know how to do, which is to provide. You know what I mean? So they might be working extra hard or extra late. And that, of course, doesn't help you at all, because you want to be feeling the love from them and you're not, and like having fun. So it is the exact opposite of what you need, but they don't know that. They're just trying to operate in the way that they know how. So that's why I say I think it's really important for you to be to express your absolute needs, because it is important. Like, they don't know how to please you unless you tell them. And then what are you thinking? I think about you constantly. Let's see what we got. What else we got with that? And I keep my feelings bottled up. Hey, look at that. Obviously. I mean, it's so clear, what needs to happen. Let's see what else we have. Like, what astrological influences are we operating under? Ah! Oh no. Sorry, you didn't see that, but off camera, everything went haywire. But we did get the new moon in second house reversed. So second house is about our values, what we value, what makes us feel valued, and new moon suggests new beginnings. So I think that we all change over time, and it's really hard sometimes to change with your partner if you're not cluing them into what is changing. And I think that you've changed in the amount of time that you've been together. Your needs have changed. The things that you valued or that make you feel valued have changed, and they don't know that. So if it is going on a date, that's what you value, that's what you need right now, like, do it. Ask for it. And they're not supposed to know. They can't know what is going on in our head. And if they love you, which they do, they will do anything, right? Let's see what advice we have for this. Seek inspiration in unusual places. Maybe it's time to take a break and go on a drive or something. Just get in tune with yourself and what you need. It's okay to feel feelings. Very interesting. You're the one who's like, I keep my feelings bottled up because I don't want to feel them. But you need to. I mean, the only way to find true happiness and true essence is to embrace authenticity. I think that we're going to end here with a little toss the die. Some advice on where to put your energy next. We have Saturn in Virgo in the 10th house. I mean, 10th house is public legacy and career, and Saturn is about hard work. Virgo is about, bettering ourselves. I think that's a really interesting. I'm trying to figure out why we got a career or legacy vibe from that, but maybe it is just about considering how you want to live your life. Like, when you look back on it, is this life right now the one that you want to look back on? And I think some major changes need to happen between you and your partner in order for you to look back on it and be like, yes, I am glad I left this world like that. I'm glad I left this world with that intact. Okay, group 3, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope to see you next time.